Hey guys, Brian the Shaving Geek here with another episode of my shave of the day, or I probably should say my shave of the night. It's about 10:30ish on Monday evening, and normally this isn't a time that I shave, way up past Tom Brim's bedtime, that's for sure. But normally I'm a shave in the morning kind of guy, or maybe I'll catch a shave at noon if I'm working from home. But today I didn't have an opportunity to shave in the morning, and I received a mail call today of the Beaver Woodwright soaps that I've been waiting for, and I'm getting ready to send out the pass round that I had and of kind of the old style product. And so I really wanted to get in this shave so I could really compare and show you how Kelly has really upped his game when it comes to his labeling. And so I will share that with you here in a minute. So let's kind of get started, and we'll kind of run through, or kind of, not really, we will run through my shave from start to finish. So for my brush, I got out my Plisson. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I've really, and I'd say, I don't know if it's a couple of weeks, maybe week and a half, spent a lot of time with the Anthony Mackenzie Sunrise Knot. I did the comparison between the Anthony Mackenzie and the Nathan Clark Uber Soft Knot. And so today I really wanted to go back to the beginnings of my, I wouldn't call it an obsession with synthetics, but my love of synthetics, and that's the Plisson. So I got this back out today, enjoyed it, still love this brush, but definitely what separates the other two from this is the backbone that's lacking. Now when I first got this, I definitely noticed that there was a lack of backbone, and it was a little bit of a floppy brush, but I just got used to it. And I don't want to say that I ever enjoyed the floppiness, I just got accustomed to it, and the fact that I could lather just about anything, and this thing is just as soft as a baby's bottom, kind of made up for that floppiness. But now that I've got the Uber Soft and the Sunrise knots, which are both as soft as the Plisson, but with that backbone that this is lacking, this is definitely, as you well know, no longer my favorite brush in my den. But still glad to have it. I don't ever foresee me getting rid of this brush, but it's just one that probably will never get as much love as what it had from about January until, when was it, about a month ago when I got that Nathan Clark. So, but got it back out today, and it loaded the soap easily, lathered the soap easily. It performed just like the Plisson has always performed for me, very, very well. Just that missing backbone is really what kind of drops it down on the scale for me. For my razor today, I got out a razor that just isn't one of my favorites. And every time I use this razor, I wonder, why did you get this back out again? And really, quite frankly, today probably wasn't the best day for me to get this razor out, simply because normally when I shave, I will shower before I shave to make sure my beard is fully hydrated. Tonight, I went a little bit of a different route, and I made sure that, again, my beard was hydrated, but I splashed hot water on my face, and then I took a hot towel and I soaked my face probably for a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So my beard was hydrated. Was it as hydrated as it normally would be with me just getting out of the shower? Probably not. But it was still hydrated, and I tried to do what I could to soften up my beard. But this razor, my Slim Adjustable, has just never been a comfortable shaver for me. And it doesn't seem that it really matters what blade I put in it. I still just don't get as good of shaves as I do for my other adjustables. Now, I don't really remember how many adjustables Gillette put out, but I have a great number of them. I have the Toggle, I have a Fat Boy, I have a Black Beauty, and I have this Slim Adjustable. There may have been a couple other iterations of adjustable razors that Gillette put out, and I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but out of those other adjustables that I have, I generally get not just good shaves, I generally get great shaves from them, comfortable shaves from them. Definitely the most comfortable is the Toggle. The Fat Boy, a close second behind it. The Black Beauty usually performs well and is comfortable, but it doesn't seem to matter what I set this to. and I have it on a 4 right now, which is just slightly, it's right about middle of the road, just a little bit below middle of the road, but since it goes up to 9, it's never comfortable. And it doesn't matter what soap I use, what blade I use. I had a Lord blade in here. It was on shave 4, and I did 2 strokes, 2 down strokes underneath my sideburns here, and I'm like, no way, I've got to at least try a new blade. And so I got out an Astra green, which is always a great blade for me. It seems like no matter what razor I put it in, it's just one of my go-to blades. And even still, that wasn't as comfortable as it generally is for me in other razors. So I don't know what it is about the slim adjustable. It may just be this slim adjustable. I don't know. But, I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you've got a slim, tell me, provide me some feedback below and just let me know what you think and how you find the slim to be. And I'd really be interested to know if you have a Toddler or a Fat Boy or a Black Beauty, how the slim compares for you and how it feels on your face. But for me, it's just an okay razor. The other ones are definitely not even just a notch above, but several notches above for me. And but, am I glad to have it? Absolutely. It's part of that progression of the adjustables that Gillette had, and so I will probably always have this in my den just to have it as a part of that, but it's never really going to get the love that the other ones get. So that was my brush and my razor and my blade. So on to the star of the show, which is this shaving soap. So this, again, was sent to me by Kelly Hogan from Beaver Woodwright shaving soaps, beaverwoodwright.com. And as you may recall, over the last week, I've had this Blackbeard shaving soap, which is what he referred to as shaving soaps previously. And it seems like he's getting away from the Blackbeard, and he is going to this Beaver Woodwright, which was the name of his company to begin with, and I believe he started making maybe pen handles and then got into brushes, I think was his progression. And Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, but something along those lines. And then he's gotten into making shaving soap and now into aftershaves, and I'm not even sure what all else he's gotten into. But when I got the first pass around from Blackbeard, I talked not just about the product itself, but about the packaging and all of those kinds of things. And one of the things that I talked about was that I didn't care for the tin, the tin just being easily damaged, gets dinged very, very easily. One of the things that I didn't also care about was the label just not being waterproof. And while this was kind of neat, having the name on this little piece of tape here, unfortunately what ends up happening is once that seal gets broken, then it gets to the spot to where it's very unreadable, and so you have to resort to doing things like that to know what soap it is. So, and then my other suggestion, I guess, I don't want to call it a complaint because I hope it doesn't come across as complaining and whiny. I mean, after all, he's sent this around for us to use free of charge. So, but on the other hand, he asked for constructive criticism because he wanted to up his game. And so my other suggestion, constructive criticism, had to do with scent strength. And, I've kind of repeated that through every soap of his that I've tried, with very few exceptions, that the scents were great. I've loved every one. And today's scent was no exception to that. I have loved every one of his scents. I've just found them to be on the weaker side. And so Kelly took all of that to heart, and in a good way. And he reached out to me and he said, hey, listen, I am, I've heard what you said. I'm going to be changing my labeling to something that's waterproof. I'm going to get away from the tins and go to plastic. And, when I get this all in place, can I send you some for you to take a look at? And so that's what I received today in the mail, was this. And again, I always want to, in the spirit of full disclosure, he didn't charge me for this. He just sent it to me for me to take a look at. But I'm always going to be honest about, what I like, what I don't like. What don't I like about it? Nothing. to me, he's upped his game, and it is just great looking stuff. I love the labels. For me, he put out a couple of different mock-ups of this on some of the groups, whether or not he should stay with the Beaver Woodwright logo, or if he should continue with the Blackbeard shaving soap. To me, I could go either way. I know that he's kind of gone with this pirate theme, or along that line, which would be more consistent with the Blackbeard shaving soap, but then having the consistency of the Beaver Woodwright brand, to me, makes sense. So, I could go either way on that. To me, it doesn't matter. The fact is, the labels look very clean. They look professional. And I splashed water on them. That's the first thing I did. As soon as I got this soap, opened it up, came into the bathroom and threw water on it. What's it going to do? And it's waterproof, or at least water resistant. The other thing that's really nice is he's taken and he's putting the name of the soap on the side of the container, and I absolutely love that. Chris Cullen has taken to doing that, and I think that all artisans need to take a page out of that book, because what ends up happening is you get them stacked like this in your den, and not to pick on Soap Commander, because I love Soap Commander, but what ends up happening is I've got to pull these out to see which one is which. And that's the same with many of the artisans. Maggard is another one. Maria Armin is another one who does it on the side, and I just absolutely love it, because again, it helps you see which one you have and makes it easy to choose it. So great move there again, Kelly. Absolutely love it. So what's this scent? This one here is a new scent. I don't believe this was in any of the past rounds. This is the Thomas Tew, I think is how it's pronounced. Whew, and this is great stuff. It's a citrus scent, and it is just wonderful. It doesn't appear to me to be a single citrus scent like an orange, or it's a combination. And I absolutely loved it. I'm a huge fan of citrus scents, but I like natural citrus scents. I don't want ones that smell synthetic-y, if that's a word. And this one doesn't. This one just smells like a fresh box of citrus. And I kind of think of who is it? FFA sells the citrus as like a fundraiser, and you can get grapefruit and oranges and limes and lemons and all in one box. And that's what this smells like. You open up one of those boxes. Whew! I mean, you get, to me, I pick up orange. I think I pick up grapefruit. I just pick up notes of, and then yet I pick up also the rind, which is nice. Rind is that, or peel? I guess it's peel with a citrus, right? Whatever. But that kind of that little bit of a bitter note. But that's there. So this is great stuff. I loved it. And so it's definitely up there as far as one of my favorite citrus scents that I have tried. And that's saying a lot, because I have a bunch of citrus scents that I love, and this is right up there with it. Great stuff, Kelly. Absolutely loved it. Now, on to the aftershave, and I'm 13 minutes into this. I haven't even talked the aftershave. This was my first try with his aftershaves. Now, packaging, great stuff. Love it. I love kind of the frosted look on this bottle versus the clear bottles. Just a little bit of a different look, but just nice and clean, and yet it still has that consistent look. Also, I should have grabbed the cards, his business cards and thank you card and whatnot that he has. Just a very consistent look across the brand, which I absolutely love. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm a nerd, I guess, in that regard. But very nice, clean looking. Again, you've got the name of the product right here, the scent, and so that's great. And the scent on this is just, whew, oh my goodness, it smells so good. It is just almost to the point where I want to drink it, which is really bad, and I know enough not to drink it, but it's just really nice, citrusy, but it felt great on the skin. And this has got aloe, and it's got witch hazel, and it's got aloe vera juice, and it's got a little bit of menthol in it. And so it just really felt good on my face. if I had one complaint about it, all of this stuff, is it did leave me feeling just a little bit dried out. Not as moisturized as some other shaving soaps do. But for me, that's not something that I complain about a whole lot, simply because my skin has a tendency to be very, very greasy. And so sometimes for me, getting a little bit dried out, I don't want to be extremely dried out, but just a little bit, is really more where I want to be than to be all greasy and moisturized. So a lot of that boils down to personal preference, but that is one thing that I do feel on my face, is that it is, you know, a little bit dried. So if you're somebody who has very, very dry skin, you know, you would probably want to use like a Nivea balm or something like that in conjunction with this. But great stuff. Kelly, I am impressed, man. You have upped your game, and quite frankly, folks, this to me is this guy is a vendor to be reckoned with, and this is you know, it's up there with some of these other, you know, more well-known brands like the Soap Commanders and the Katie's Bubbles and the Maggards, you know, so this is good stuff. This isn't good stuff. This is great stuff. And the price point on this is, I recall, I want to say it's like in the $10 or $12 range. So, and that's for 4 ounces of soap. So not bad at all. And, you know, just good stuff. Check it out. BeaverWoodwright.com. Kelly Hogan is a proprietor. Thank you, Kelly, for, you know, giving me an opportunity to take a look at what you've done. And, again, your attitude has just been impressive, and you know, I appreciate being able to be a part of your journey. So if you're watching and you're interested, check it out. Check out, if you love citrus scents, you'll love this. But if you're not a citrus scent kind of guy, check out his other scents. You know, I've loved every one of them, and he has upped his scent strength across the line, from my understanding. So if that's kind of been holding you back based on my reviews, check it out. Good stuff. 2 thumbs up from Brian the Shaving Geek, who's reporting live from my shave den, wishing you a lifetime of happy shaves. Have a great day, everybody.